Mike Duffy checking in. It is Saturday, December 2nd. My birthday's coming up pretty soon, so birthday month. So where do we begin on a Saturday? I've been up. I've done a bunch of stuff, checking off things on my to-do list for Saturday. So I want to check in with you to see how your Saturday's going. It's 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time in Calgary, Alberta. So what does that mean? Your day's half done already. So we don't want to be negative about it. We want to be positive about it. What have you accomplished today? I have computer sitting over here, which is MacBook Pro, almost ready to be delivered to the client. So I picked that up on Thursday. It needs to be back tomorrow. We had issues backing it up because the hard drive is full. So what do we do when the hard drive's full? Where we got to offload some files, run your time machine backup, make sure your time machine backup finishes, plug it into the new machine, hit restore, then do your updates and make your time machine backups happy with the new computer, and then make sure your encrypted online backups are working and your cybersecurity antivirus is working. So lots of stuff to do when we move a computer from one place to another. That is why I like to give realistic timelines to people. Some people are like, oh, you can set up a computer in an hour or two. Not really. If you've got a ton of data, that's got a 500 gigabyte full hard drive. So I know I make my job look easy, but there's usually a lot of time involved. But I've been doing this for so many years. I really efficient, and we've really shortened the time frame it takes to go from old computer to new computer. So if you got backups, it helps. But this computer, the backups weren't working. The time machine backups weren't. Online backups were working, but time machine backups weren't. So I wanted to make sure the time machine backups were good and solid, and then that way this business owner can have two computers for running the job, a brand new MacBook Pro and then the old one, right? Because everybody needs multiple devices in 2023 to run their business. I know you're going to laugh, but most successful entrepreneurs, multiple phones. This is how they do all their content creation. Spoiler alert. For content creation, you normally have an Android phone and an iPhone, maybe 2 or 3 phones in the mix. Because you've got to manage the apps, the space. Sometimes, this is just what ends up happening with business owners. So surprise, business owners use a lot of devices. I've got a bunch of computers in the mix. Anyway, so Saturday inspiration for you. I've already said the day's half over. The day is half over. I don't want to stress you out. I want to be positive and uplift you. So what are you going to do because the day's half over, or more than, if you're in Dubai, your Saturday is already over. So I hope you've accomplished things in your Saturday. Be positive. Try the Pomodoro method and set time limits on your frustration. So what the Pomodoro method is you time yourself. I loosely use it because sometimes you got to set time limits on your frustration. Every task you're going to do, you're going to be, I don't want to be negative about it, but some tasks you really dread and they're not worth dreading over, but might be a new customer, might be a new process, might be something you're not really sure of, but you've promised somebody you're going to do it. Just sit down, give yourself half hour to do it, time yourself and see what you're able to accomplish, and then move on to another task and then move back to that primary task. So some people may think that's disorganization. I think that's real organization, because if you're not in the right mind space, if you're not in the right mood, because everybody's kind of bipolar, you're going to have extreme up and down swings in your mindset, your mood, happiness, all that stuff throughout the day. Some days you may be negative for a week and you got to snap that negativity. So if you're, if there's a lot of things pissing you off and you're becoming really negative, you got to stop giving those things attention and do something you love doing, or that just frees you. Like, I work on computers a lot, but I also like fixing stuff on the vehicles and fixing stuff around the house and going for walks and going skiing. All these pattern interrupts is what you need in order to organize the brain, right? Because you write down your tasks. Some are going to be easy, and other things that you think are going to be easy might you be like, why have I spent 3 hours on this one particular task? Stop it. Stop it. I tell my technicians whenever I'm training somebody, give yourself 45 minutes. If you can't figure out how to do it after 45 minutes, stop looking at it and move on to another task, because your brain and your mindset and your positivity is not ready for that particular task on that particular time and day. So don't force yourself to do it, because you're just going to depress yourself and get upset and start complaining about it. So time out your tasks. And it's like I find this with technology all the time. Like I'm ripping apart a computer, putting a computer back together, whatever the thing is, and stuff is not working. And I bring up something my mentor Grant Cardone says. He's like, you can tell you're over, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. You can tell you're overtired and over stressed with a particular task if you've wasted hours doing it and you've got no accomplishment. He calls that crispy critter syndrome. You're fried out, you're burnt out, and you cannot pay enough attention to that task and that time in that moment in order to get it done. So you've got to go have a nap, go do something else so that you can rest your brain. And when you come back to that task, you're done. You're like, wow, I got it done in 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I wasted hours on it the day before. It's because this is all fried. It's crispy critter syndrome. And you need to be aware that this happens every day to people. Happens to me. I know that like some days at 11 p.m. I am wide awake and I need another task to finish in order to put myself to sleep. Then other days, 7 p.m. I'm done. I'm falling asleep on the couch because I'm mentally exhausted for that day and I need to tire and I need rest. So Pomodoro method. There's books about it. I've studied it and I use it maybe not in the way it's supposed to be used, but I know I have to time myself out, because if I'm not making any progress, it's because I'm not supposed to be doing that task on that particular day. And I know it sucks when you have deadlines, but you know what? If you got a deadline, you should have probably worked on that deadline sooner. rushing rushing at the end of the deadline to finish something, it should have been done hours, days, weeks before that, and you know that. So anyway, that's my live stream for Saturday. It's 11:15 a.m. I have a bunch of stuff to do because we got a parade this afternoon, and I've got a bunch of editing I'm working on, and I still got to go finish all this editing for our MupoEntertainment.com podcast. So have a great day.